Hello, we're today with Jimmy Maymann, Chairman and CEO founder of Go Viral. Hello, Jimmy. I saw your speech. I liked it very much. You brought Martin Lindstrom.
True.
Could you please tell us more about Go Viral, the concept laying behind this? Why did you found the company, and what are you doing on the daily basis?
Sure.
No.
Okay, so Goval, what's Goval all about? Goval was founded in 2005, out of the premise that we thought that the banner model was broken. We thought people were increasingly not clicking on banners, and we needed a new format to re-engage consumers with brands, with advertising in the online context. And we thought video could be a new format that could excite consumers. So what we did was we created a format, a video format. We decided we didn't want to be in the banner section. We wanted to be in content, so actually in the site, so get the video player in the site. And our model was that we wanted not an impression-based model. We wanted a pay-per-performance model where brands only paid us if we were able to create an audience, so getting users to actually click on the videos. You have to keep in mind in 2005 when we started, it was before YouTube, but YouTube started 6 months after, and with YouTube arriving, of course, it proved to be a very good idea to kind of bet on video. And since then, video has only grown, and now is a really important part of what we call the social media revolution. If you talk about something like Facebook, who's kind of at the forefront of the social media revolution, last year only 1% of all global video consumption was happening on Facebook. Today, 14% of all global video consumption is happening through Facebook. So it's really been a transformational shift towards video as a thing that consumers enjoy to watch, to share, to do a lot of these things with that we want to do in a social media context.
What do you think about production of videos? Because in the past there were huge productions. Production houses were making videos for millions of dollars, and nowadays we see a transformation. For example, Old Spice, which has so many videos. And do you think it is the niche on the market to produce short, low-budget videos, but deliver them quickly to the internet?
I think it's a combination. I think you need both. Sometimes you need very high quality productions, but at the same time you also need to keep the story, the online story alive, keep it going. You need a narrative for people to keep interest in your brand. And I think that is one of the big changes, and that's also what I talked on stage about on Sunday. The long idea, how do you take a big idea and kind of make it last longer? And that's really coming back to your point, is you do that with kind of not having one piece of content, but having a lot of different pieces of content that fits different contexts.
During your speech, Martin said that he made research costing $7 million using fMRI. Do you think it is necessary to spend so much money on research?
No, it's always a good question. How much money do you have to spend on research? I believe a lot in research. I believe in a lot in interpreting data. But at the same time, that data is nothing unless you understand how to interpret and to kind of make that work with the ideas. So data is nothing without the big idea, and that you can transform on a continuous basis. So how much you spend on research is that's always difficult to say. It depends on how big are the campaigns, what is it that you want to achieve. But this still comes down to big ideas, understanding how to use the technology to your favor, understanding how to engage consumers, and therefore it's still needed strong creatives with strong ideas.
You said it's not always worthy, but how can we calculate the worthwhileness of our research? Because at the end of the day, we want to make money out of it. We do the research to sell the product. Yes. How can we calculate this?
No, that's good. For me, research is part of the cost that it will cost you to contact a consumer. So let's say, You do a campaign. It's going to cost you $10 million US, and you're reaching 1 million people. So that's basically, it's going to cost you $10 US to reach every consumer. And of course, if you're only making $5 per consumer, then it's a very bad deal. So everything always have to be converted back to okay, what with this communication plan, with these things that we launched, what did we create? What's the return on the investment? Not just on a branding perspective, because it is important to see, are more people engaging with the brand? Is there more people aware of the brand? But of course, no brand will keep alive if they don't sell product.
Jack Trout in one of the interviews said Martin Lindstrom could have read my book Positioning, so he wouldn't have to do this $7 million research. Isn't the research and aren't the marketing tools getting too sophisticated? Aren't there too many on the market? So the people, instead of using them to achieve their target, are focusing on the tools instead of the results.
No, I of course you can always discuss if there's too many researchers and not too much research. That's difficult to say, but as I said before, I believe in research, but not research just to do research. I believe in research if you know what you're going to do with the research, and I do think that when you have the right kind of research, it will lead to better communication. It will lead to that more about the consumer, so you can be able to engage them with relevant communication. Because I think one of the things technology should allow us to do is to be more relevant with the communication we do. So making sure that you're watching the football ads and not the ballet ads and those kind of things. So I think that's what research and technology will allow us to do over time. A bit like if you think about Amazon. If you're buying a lot of books on Amazon, it starts to have a profile of you. And actually, the more books you buy, I think it gets smarter and smarter and actually recommends things that I would actually be interested in. I think communication and technology should evolve the same way.
Yes. You have seen yesterday Malcolm Gladwell, and he said something that the Xerox created a mouse that was costing like huge amount of money, and then came the Steve Jobs and created the same for $15. And what I wanted to ask you, isn't the same with research? Maybe some things can be done in a much simpler and much more effective way.
For sure. Today you have 24/7 focus groups with online, because everything is happening online, so you can immediately see what's going on. In the past, it was very expensive to do focus groups. So there's a lot of things you get for free today that you don't have to pay a lot of money for. So for sure, there's definitely some truth in that.
I would like to ask you now about the Poland. How the person from Great Britain sees the Poland as a country, as a market.
I think they see Poland with.
How do you see the Poland?
I see Poland as a country with a lot of opportunities. I see Poland as a growth market. I see Poland as starting to become sophisticated marketers.
You've been to Poland in 2008, yes. So please be more specific and share with us one thought that we'll remember.
One thought that you will remember for Poland? But it's always difficult because even though I've been to Poland, I know Poland, we do a lot of campaigns in Poland. I'm not an expert in Poland, so I don't want to sound like an expert in Poland. There's a lot of other things I'm an expert on, but Poland I'm not an expert on. So it's always difficult to say more specific things about something you're not 100% familiar with.
Okay, thank you very much for the conversation.
Thank you. I need to go in the shadow now.
Okay.
That was hot.